I say we kick them out. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.media. Should terrorists, foreign-born convicted terrorists, people that have taken up arms against Canada, plotted or carried out attacks against their fellow Canadians, get to keep their Canadian citizenship? I'd say no. I think most Canadians would say no to that question. They would say kick them out. This past June, a new law came into effect allowing the government to revoke the citizenship of convicted terrorists or those who join an army that's fighting Canada if they have dual citizenship with another country. It actually simply expanded a law that already allowed citizenship to be taken away for other reasons, like lying your way into Canada and gaining citizenship. Well, Liberal leader Justin Trudeau opposes this idea. He not only says repeal Bill C-24, he said explicitly that terrorists should get to keep their citizenship.
The Liberal Party believes that terrorists should get to keep their Canadian citizenship. Because I do. And I'm willing to take on anyone who disagrees with that.
If you listen to Trudeau, revoking citizenship is a horrible thing that the Conservatives cooked up. Not true. Not true at all. We've been revoking citizenship from all kinds of people for years. In fact, since 1977, when Pierre Trudeau was Prime Minister, we've taken away citizenship more than 50 times. I asked Justin Trudeau about this after the Monk debate the other night. I told him about two men, Jacob Fast, who was a member of a Nazi police security unit operating in Ukraine, and Helmut Oberlander, member of a Nazi death squad operating in the Soviet Union. Both men made their way to Canada after the Second World War. They lived here for decades, and then in the 1990s, under a Liberal government, the process to revoke their citizenship and deport them began. So I asked Trudeau, what is the difference? What's the difference between revoking the citizenship of Nazi war criminals and convicted terrorists?
Revocation of citizenship can and should happen in situations of becoming a Canadian citizen on false pretenses. Indeed, when people have lied as on their applications, those applications get rescinded even years later. But this is a very different situation of creating a penalty for someone just because their parents were born in another country.
There's so much wrong with what Trudeau said there. So much wrong. First off, he says the Nazi war criminals had their citizenship taken away because, well, they lied on their application. No, they had their citizenship taken away because they committed atrocities, heinous acts, and then lied about it, hid their past to get into Canada and gain their citizenship. Secondly, he says, well, you can lose your citizenship and be deported because of where your parents were born. Wrong again. I can tell you as the son of immigrants, that's not true. It can happen if you carry out a terrorist act or take up arms against Canada, but you don't simply lose citizenship for what Trudeau calls bad behavior. Think about this. To Trudeau, he has no problem revoking citizenship and deporting old Nazi war criminals, but he is opposed to doing the same to people who have decided to join an army that is fighting Canada, or people that carry out terrorist attacks, people who go to prison for terrorist offenses for more than 5 years. To Trudeau, lying on your paperwork is worse than killing your fellow Canadians in the name of your sick political or religious ideology. I don't think the man has thought this through at all. And I think he's just trying to score political points here. Canada, by the way, is not alone in doing this. And as Prime Minister Stephen Harper said during the Monk debate, these people have already essentially turned their backs on Canada.
Are you seriously saying, Mr. Trudeau, will you never be able to revoke citizenship from somebody?
No.
Is that your position?
No.
Because we revoked the citizenship already of war criminals. And why would we not revoke the citizenship of people convicted of terrorist offenses against this country? This was a bill put forward.
Now, I think it's vitally important to keep this issue going. The media talked about it quickly, then walked away from it as it started to make Trudeau look bad. But we need to keep the pressure on this issue. We need to show the government, the Conservatives, and the parties opposed to this that Canadians don't believe convicted terrorists who were granted their citizenship, welcomed by this country with open arms, that they don't deserve to keep it. Now, how can we do this and how can you help? Here's a few ways. First, sign our petition at KickThemOut.ca. The petition reads, "We support the Government of Canada in stripping terrorists of citizenship and call on the government to deport all terrorists that don't belong in Canada as quickly is possible. So go to KickThemOut.ca, sign the petition, and ask your family and friends to do the same. Secondly, we're crowdfunding a poll, a real scientifically valid poll to gauge Canadian views on this. And I'm confident that most Canadians will agree with kicking out convicted terrorists who have turned their backs on the country that welcomed them. I think it's that simple, and the politicians, some of them anyway, just don't get it. So if you want to support the poll, consider donating through The Rebel. We don't get the $1 billion subsidy the other guys get. The Rebel is the news source that you are helping to build. So every couple of dollars helps. Lastly, consider sending this video on to people you know who are concerned about the issue. Send them to the website, KickThemOut.ca. Get them involved. Post that website on Facebook, on Twitter. Spread the word. Justin Trudeau says stripping terrorists of citizenship devalues citizenship for all. Again, I say as the son of immigrants, let me tell you, he's wrong. Allowing terrorists from other countries to keep calling themselves Canadian devalues everything that we hold dear. Please consider supporting us now. Sign the petition. Support the poll.